So you identified your idea, you did the research about your customers, and now we're going to talk about competitors. So for our goals for the workshop today are uh, doing competitor research, identify your competitors, find direct competitors, develop unique selling points, USPs, to stand out against the competition. We're going to do that. That's what we're going to talk in this session today. And for those who don't know me, my name is Fuad. I am a champion for Up Collective in 2023. And I am the founder of Shift Up. We deliver training for organization. And because that will be used for some examples later. The agenda for today, we're going to talk around 25 minutes in the first intro section. Sorry, I know it's a little bit longer, but I need you to know that it will be 25 minutes. Then you will have 40-minute breakout and then 5 minutes break. We'll talk about features and USBs for 5 minutes, and then you will go for 35 minutes again for the last breakout, and then we can go for feedback and to-do list for next time. So, as we said last session, you did the customer research. Now we are going to talk about competitors. People are doing the system, the same business almost as you do. So, competitor research is about learning from the best in your industry and do something different to them. Not better, but different. Learning from what they are doing well and from their mistakes and what they are missing. For one of the examples, you know Duolingo and Babbel. Both of them are language learning apps to learn languages, different languages. However, what did they do differently for their customers? Duolingo focuses on gamification, which means doing the process in learning as a game. However, Babbel focus more on grammar explanation. So each customer choose their application based on what they want. That's how they stand out from other applications. As Duolingo and Babbel and how they stand out in different way, your business idea should stand out from your competitors. That's why you should do your customer research and work on what make you stand out and find your unique selling points. Unique selling points or USPs, it's a feature that make you stand out clearly. Going for the research, there are three steps in competitor research. First, actually identify and make a list of competitors. Second, identify their strengths and weaknesses. Third, define your new features and USP based on identifying their strengths and weaknesses. And now I'm going to tell you what I have learned from my competitor research for my own organization, for Shift Up. Before I did the research, I was looking to know who my competitors are, who is strongest in the market in training, which new small businesses are rising right now, competitor pricing, that was a really important element, and details about the processes for similar businesses. What I actually learned after, which was a little bit more than what I was aiming for, most of the competitors, that's one of the things, most of the competitors do not show prices, no immediate prices on the website, but they do quotes. I learned from them actually, and I did quotes. I was planning to do prices, however, I decided to do quotes for different organizations. So the other thing, some of them focus on workplace events like Away Day and retreats. And I was happy that I couldn't find led by lived experience leaders or workshops. I couldn't find it easily, which makes sure that like I'm filling some kind of a gap in the market. I learned what segments are they are targeting other than mine and how they describe their training. So first, just to know how to do the work, you should find your identify your genuine competitors. Genuine competitors are businesses that are targeting your customer segments. It's unlikely that you will compete with the leading organization for the industry or the industry giants. That's why we said genuine competitors, something you can compete with. Next, you will find their weak spot and turn it into your own strength. However, you don't always need to compete with everyone. Choose if you are going to compete with this organization or maybe collaborate with this organization or observe, learn from them without actually competing. Observe them, make sure that you know what they are doing. Competitors are all around us. You just need to know where and how to look. That's why there is like, let's say about like two ways of looking, finding competitors online and finding competitors in the real world. Let's start with the online. First, you can go to places where business like yours and check them out as a customer yourself. It helps you understand your competitors through your personal experience. Second, you can also talk casually to people in your market about their experience. If you be brave enough, you can ask some other customers about the service they are trying. And you can attend industry events, either in person or online, to see what your competitors have to offer and ask them questions. And as you can see, if you can find a marketplace for your industry, it's a great place to find more information about what you're looking in competitors. Now we're going to talk about online. And there are some tips on how to find competitors online. The first one, you can identify award-winning small businesses and high-ranked competitors from best of lists. Best of food, best of training. Usually there are lists where you can look. After you find them, you search their website and social media to understand why they are a success. Second, you can check online directories and marketplaces to find highly rated small businesses in your market segments with similar products or services. Such, for example, if you are doing food, you go for Just Eat or Deliveroo and check other businesses for food businesses. Or and like or for craft businesses, you can check Etsy. And if you are selling products, you can actually check eBay. Third one, you can check major conferences and events that to identify entrepreneurs and businesses, then visit their website to learn more about their offering. Fourth, look for industry associations or membership group in the UK. There are so many associations about specific businesses. For example, there is something called Social Enterprise UK, where you can actually, they have like a, a directory for businesses about who have like social impact. So where to start online? First of all, you can go for Google Advanced Search and actually look for your competitors. However, I would recommend going for ChatGPT and Google Gemini. Actually, you can ask them, show them what do you do and what's your idea, and ask them suggesting competitors in the workplace. Like, sorry, they know online, and they can bring you a great list of that. And we already shared the link on how to use Gemini on the WhatsApp group. So now we will do like this. You can try doing this with your competitors soon, with your mentors, sorry, soon. So there are other ways to find competitors. First of all, you can ask people you know about services and products like yours. So services and products they are using. So you can ask them what is good, what is missing in the market. Second, you can actually find online customer reviews, for example, Google review or Trustpilot, or a more specific review platform for your industry, like Just Eat for food. You can go for Just Eat website and read what people talk about specific food place. Finally, try to find online reviews from experts or maybe ask experts. And actually, this is what I did to find competitors and learn about their websites. So, as I'm talking about what I did, I will share with you my experience. As you can see in here, I used Google Advanced Search Techniques because I didn't know how to use like Gemini very well. Asked professionals and identify what I want. So what I was looking for competitors who do have lived experience in trainings, like leaders with lived experience, and what competitors work for charities. And as you can see in here, uh, there are some who doesn't have lived experience and don't work for charities, like participation people. They do training, but they don't do what I want to do. However, typo, they don't have the lived experience, but they deliver workshop for charities. And there are individual trainers with they have the lived experience, but they don't deliver training for charities. In this case, shift up. I make sure that we work with the charities and they have like a lived experience leader. How I went more in depth. First of all, I said ask professionals, and I actually sent them about quotes. I played like a customer and asked them about quotes on their trainings, and I actually asked them about how much money they need for some trainers, so to learn about the process. The other thing, I start to check testimonials and descriptions for trainers. As you can see in here, I would highly recommend the training who provided by Mark and Claire, which is exactly about the same training I do about understanding working with young and unaccompanied asylum seekers. So I actually looked up both of them, Mark and Claire Seymour, and just to know that they don't have the lived experience, but like I learned about more about what they do because they are an actual competitors. But I stood out as a lived experience leader. On all what we talked about direct competitors because this is what we are going to focus on. However, there's something called indirect competitors, which they are they are like it's businesses. They offer something similar but still different after all. So, which means like they do the business like yours, similar to yours. However, it's not the same. It's a little bit different. In my case, for example, any organization that deliver training about leadership and coaching for leadership. So it's something similar, but not quite the same. In our work and in our session today, we are going to focus just on direct competitors. So what are you going to do now, guys? You will go to your roadmap in Google Documents with your mentor, and you will go for my competitors part, which is like number 4, and you will start to search for competitors, describe the competitor, direct competitor, who are their target customers, what product and services do they sell, and what specific features make them your competitors. Their biggest strength and their biggest weaknesses. That's what you are going to do now for 40 minutes. So, as we said, 40 minutes, identify your most important direct competitors, find their strengths, and locate their weaknesses. Please make sure that like to have fun while looking about that, especially if you are doing like in AI, it will show you how not easy, but like if you get them the right direction, it will be the right commands. It will be great to find your competitors easy and fast. So now, guys, you are going to go for
Sorry, I have
like,
a question before. Sorry, I have a question
yeah, please
about,
go ahead.
yeah. So can you explain a little bit more about the direct competitors? I didn't get it, to be honest.
Yeah, it's all right. Indirect competitors are like businesses
Yeah.
that do similar business as yours. However,
Yeah.
it's not exactly the same.
Okay. Yeah. So they are indirect competitors.
Exactly. And
Okay.
now we are going to focus just on direct
Yeah.
for now, and maybe we can like you can do that later. But now we're
Okay.
just going to focus on the direct competitors
Yeah.
to learn
Yeah.
about how to develop our own.
Yeah. Thank you.
So thank you, Karima, for the question. So, guys, now you will receive a prompt to go for a room with your mentor and see you in 40 minutes. So, as we said before, there is three steps in competitor research. You already done identify and list competitors, identify their strengths and weaknesses, and now what you are going to do is define your new features and USPs based on what you found. For your business to stand out, this is the features you can see to stand out like among your competitors. So, as you know, we said your business needs features. So, in order to have clear features and stand out from your competitors, first, there is like several types of on how or several types of features. The first one is your product and service. So, what's like you need to find something or how to do something about your product or service offering different than your competitors. Second, it's around process and fulfillment. Maybe it's not what you offer, but how you deliver it to your customer. Can people get your product faster in your service? Do you do something in the processes different than others? And we have the third type is customer service and experience features, which mean do you treat your customers like kings and queens? If you give them a great experience, if you can make them feel special, they'll choose you over the competitors, over the competition in the sector, who make them like just feel like any regular another customer. And the fourth one is your story and brand. You can tell the story of your business and make brand that excites people and means something to them, where they can actually connect with your business. This is like four types of what you can do in your features. I will tell you now about my own business and what I have done to do as a part of my USPs. And by the way, if, like today and the next session, we'll be talking about USPs, by the way. So, what I have done, I worked on my personal branding. I made sure that people, when I offer the services, they know that I'm offering services for refugees and asylum seekers, and I have the lived experience. And I link it to how we should know better solutions for refugees and asylum seekers. That's how I make my personal branding. The other thing, I did a different service where I actually mixed participation and understanding lived experience. So I make two things, not just like one aspect of the work. I merge two of them in order to make it like a different service. And the third one, which actually was even like very good selling point is different processes. So I stood out from my competitors by making sure the customer knows I deliver training in an interactive way. When I do in person, I make sure that people are engaging, do games, make sure that it's not just like a teaching kind of way. So these three stuff I did for Shift Up in order to stand out from the competitors. And now that's what you are going to do. You will go again for your my competitors and you will answer the yellow part. What's your advantage over these competitors? Or maybe what you want to add as an advantage for your own competitors to make sure that you stood out. Okay? You will go now for 30 minutes and you will work on what's your advantage, work on your USPs and features. So for 30 minutes, you will define how you will stand out against your competition, define features that make you different. That's what we are going to do, what you are going to do for the next 30 minutes. As we did on the last time, you will receive a prompt that will make you join the room with your mentors. Any questions? Good luck and enjoy the process. So here you go. As you know, it's really important for us to receive feedback. So could you please scan the QR code and do the feedback for us, especially that it's really important to develop the work we are doing. It's actually because of the feedback we have changed so many things to make it fit more for the community, for other entrepreneurs. So it's really, really useful to have your feedback in. That's why we are giving it 7 to 8 minutes to make sure that everyone put their inputs in order for us to develop it. And by the way, the small changes we can do right away, we always like imply it immediately after the workshop. And the big ones we actually do and do it for the next year one. So thank you for helping us evaluate and develop our products. As you said, like, as you know, what you have enjoyed, what you would change, please make sure to reference to any point of those, like the content of the workshop, slide design, documents and templates, breakout activities or length of it, workshop length, and the examples used in the slides. Actually, anything can help develop the project. So next week, there are no workshops on purpose. And it's time again to meet with your mentor to work on three steps or three tasks. First of all, try a competitor service or product as a customer, if possible. But please make sure that you can afford it. Please make sure you can afford it. Like don't push yourself to buy something like expensive. It should need to be something you actually need or you actually can buy. Two, ask friends, family, and colleagues about competitors, especially if you are using the service, like something in your industry, and they know about it. And so you can ask them about that, what potential competitors, what stuff they can find. So please do that. And the third one is to continue with competitor online research, as well using Gemini and work on your USPs, unique selling points, and whatever features you want to add to your product. Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you guys for coming for the session today. See you in the next session.